What's going on, guys? Back here again with another video, another episode of Ask Baris, okay? You guys have questions and I have my thoughts and opinions on them to help you answer them, okay? And today is episode 14, 1-4, all right? And today's episode is going to be about... Ready? Boom! What did that say? How to break out of your shell, okay? How to break out of your shell. What does that even mean? When I say this, how to break out of your shell, what I'm talking about is if you're so used to, you're so used to living in confinement, okay? And this is just, I'm not just talking about physical, I'm talking about mental, emotionally, spiritually, just in every way possible. If you're living in confinement, you've been living in a cave, you've been living your life, like living in a bubble, and you finally want to break out of that. You finally want to break out of your shell. You finally want to start living life the way you're supposed to live it. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are alive, but they're not really living. All right? Or should I say they're living, but they're not really alive. All right? Or however you want to say that. Okay? So now you finally came to this place in your head, in your life, where you're like, you know what? I'm tired of living like that. I'm just tired of living scared. I want to actually live life. I don't want to have all these limits. I don't want to have all these boundaries. I don't want to have all these, there's like a ceiling above my head, and every time I try to grow, I keep bumping into it. No, I don't want to live like that anymore. I want to break out of my shell, Baris. So please help me. Give me some opinions and thoughts on how I should break out of my shell. If you're saying that today, well, today's the perfect day for you, all right? The first thing you can start doing today, right now, right here, right now, to start breaking out of your shell is, first of all, remember your why. And I said this a lot for a lot of videos. When it comes to change of any kind, all right? When it comes to change of any kind, when you're trying to go from one place to a whole other place, when you're trying to go from one way of living to another way of living, all right? You always have to remember your why. And this is for any type of change, okay? Why do you need to remember your why? What does that mean? Your why, the reason why you're starting this journey, all right? Something must have happened, right? Either you felt some type of way, maybe you saw something, maybe you finally came to a realization. Whatever it is, something happened to make you want to start making these changes, right? Something happened to you, or you saw something, or you witnessed something, and it made you want to say, you know what? I'm tired of living the way I'm living. I finally want to break out of my shell. I want to start living life the way I'm supposed to live it. Whatever that reason is, that's your why. And you need to keep that in the front of your head at all times, okay? Remember your why. Why do you want to break out of your shell? Keep that reason in the front of your mind. That's your motivation, okay? Because when it comes to change of any kind, it's never going to be easy, okay? It might start off easy, but then you're going to have your moments when it's hard, all right? Or it might start off hard, but then it gets easier, but then it's always going to be a bump in the road, a hiccup or something, okay? And when those times happen, when you start to lose your motivation, when you start to lose your ambition, when you start to lose that drive that you had in you that made you want to start making the changes, when you start to feel like you don't have that energy anymore, that's when you remember your why. You tell yourself, no, I have to do this. Why do I have to do this? Because I don't want to live the way I used to live. I don't want to go back to being in my cave. I don't want to go back to being in my shell. I don't want to go back to feeling like I'm in prison. I don't want to go back to feeling like I'm chained, I'm shackled, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's why you remember your why. That's going to keep you going because you don't want to go back to those dark times. You don't want to go back to those feelings of living like you're less than. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be all the motivation you need to keep pushing towards your goal. Okay? So for any kind of change in life, remember your why. It's the biggest thing. Okay? Remember your why. Next, how to start breaking out your shell. Okay? The first thing you can do after remembering your why, try something new. Okay? Start small and work your way up. Instead of going to the park with your friends, try going alone. Or maybe meet them there. If you're used to riding with them, how about you ride alone and meet them there, okay? The point is to get comfortable doing things you normally wouldn't do, okay? You're tired of living the way you used to live, right? You're tired of living the way you're living right now. What's the best way? If you want something new to happen, what is the best way, common sense thing to start doing? Try something new, right? Albert Einstein once said, The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting something different to come out of it. No, if you want something new, you have to do something new, right? If I'm stuck in the house all day, but I wanna experience sunshine, does it make sense to stay stuck in the house? No, because that sunshine is outside. In order for me to experience that sunshine, I have to step outside. I have to do something new. And for someone who's stuck inside the house, stepping outside is doing something new. If you're used to doing things in a group setting, in a group environment, try doing it by yourself. Okay? If you're used to going to the park with your friends, if you're used to riding in the car with them to go to the park with them, how about you say, you know what? I'm gonna meet you guys there. Okay, now that's a small thing. You're probably gonna be like, Baris, how is that gonna change anything? How is that gonna make me break out of my shell? Because you're doing something new. You're doing something that you normally wouldn't do. You know, you've been going to the park or whatever, you've been going to the gym or you've been going out to the club or you've been going to the restaurant, whatever it is. You're so used to doing that with a group of people because you don't like doing it alone, right? It makes you nervous, it makes you shy, you feel uncomfortable, you know what I'm saying? So you go with groups of people. But you no longer want to live like that, right? You want to be able to do things alone. You want to be able to do things as you want to, when you want to, how you want to, right? Start small. Go alone. Or at least meet them there. Drive alone. That's a small step, but it's a step, okay? It's a step towards it. When you're trying to succeed, anything is better than nothing, okay? Even if you can't give 100%, giving 5% still gets you closer to your goal than 0% would have gotten you, right? Try something new. That's the whole point. You have to try something new. You want something new in your life, try doing something new. Because if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same thing. Another thing you can do, how about try small talk with random people? Okay, now a lot of us, if you're anything like me, you probably don't like small talk. Why would I small talk? I'm trying to get from point A to point B, okay? But this is the thing. We're trying to get out of the way we used to live and we're trying to get into a new way of living. You don't want to be isolated all the time, right? You don't want to continue to have your conversations by yourself or with your certain group of people, right? You want to try expanding. You want to try breaking out of your shell, right? So one easy way to start doing that, try small talking with random people, okay? You know, it doesn't have to be anything serious. You can do it while you're shopping, you know, while you're out and about, etc. Keep it simple. Even if it's just a hi and bye or please and thank you. Start building your social skills. It makes it easier to have real conversations later. And like I said, it doesn't have to be anything serious. You don't have to go to Barnes & Nobles and have a full-blown conversation with somebody you don't know. I'm not saying to do that. If you can do that, then I guess do it. It's only going to help. But you can start small. If you're not used to talking to people, now when you're going to shopping, right? We all go shopping. When you're buying your groceries, when you're buying clothes or whatever, if you're not used to talking to people, you can start simply by saying please and thank you. You know, hi and bye. Just say it. You know, even if the other person's not expecting it. Yeah, it's going to seem weird to somebody that you're just saying hi. Oh, you know, you're casually walking. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good night, have a good day. It's going to seem random. It's going to seem weird to you. It's going to seem like it's forced, but it's only because you're not used to it, okay? And just remember that it might seem forced now, but you're doing it to break out, okay? You're doing it just to get comfortable. So you're just doing it just to get one step ahead of where you were before, okay? And doing this small talk with random people, it'll get you comfortable with having real conversations later, okay? Just a way to start building your social skills. Because if this is your first time, you know, doing things like this, you probably don't have much social skills, or the social skills you do have are not that great, okay? So you're doing this to build that, build the confidence in yourself to have the social skills, to be able to communicate and be out there freely and doing what you want, okay? It helps. It's gonna seem forced, but it's only because you're not used to it, all right? It's just temporary. Just push through it. Another thing you have to remember, when you're trying to break out of your shell, like I said before, you're gonna hit walls and you're gonna hit low points. You're gonna have moments where you're not really motivated to do it. And I told you, remember your why, right? Because that fear is gonna come, right? Fear. We all hate fear. We're scared of what this person might think. We're scared of what this person might do. We're scared of how this person might feel. But you have to understand, don't let fear keep you in your cave. Okay? Don't let fear keep you in your cave. Being shy, being nervous, being anxious, sweaty palms, sweaty feet, sweaty armpits, sweaty forehead, that all used to happen to me, and sometimes it still happens to me. Okay? It's all normal though. Okay? Especially if you're someone who's not used to being open. But it's only temporary. Alright? Don't let fear keep you in your cave. Like, let's say you're a guy and you've been single for a long time and there's this one girl or this one guy, however way you go, there's just one person that you're really interested in, right? You think they're hot, you think they're attractive, you think they're fine as hell. You want to start talking to them, right? But every time you think to try and talk to them, you start thinking about, oh, what if they don't like me? Or what if I say the wrong thing? Or what if I freeze up? Or what if I just be like, my name is, okay? That's all normal. But you have to understand, don't let that fear stop you, okay? If a random person came up to you and tried to have a conversation, how would you feel? It might be kind of weird if it's random, but are you really going to feel bad about it? Is it really going to make you think that this person is a weirdo, they're not normal? No, you're probably going to be like, wow, this guy's pretty friendly and he just wanted to have a random conversation. That's great. You know, especially if they said some positive stuff or complimented you or something like that, right? So think of it like that. Most likely how you're feeling when that happens to you, that's how that person's going to feel, okay? So don't let those thoughts of, oh, what if they think I'm weird, or what if they blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter. Most likely no one's thinking about the negative things that you're thinking about. You're only thinking about that because you're in the hot seat right now, all right? And you're doing something that you normally wouldn't do. So of course you're going to think about all these negative things. But don't worry about that. If you like that person, if you're trying to hit on that girl, you're trying to hit on that guy, right? Do it. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let fear keep you in your cave. Don't let fear stop you from breaking out of your shell. Okay, you're gonna hit that wall. If you're trying to break out of your shell, you're gonna hit a wall of fear. You're gonna hit a wall of doubt. You're gonna hit that wall of your self-conscious thoughts keep messing with you. You're gonna come to that wall eventually, okay? And then you're gonna have two options when you come to that wall. You can either stop and let it scare you and turn back around and be like, you know what? I'm just gonna go back to living the way I don't want to live. Or you can say, you know what? I've already expected this wall to come, and as scared as I am, as nervous as I am about pushing through this wall, I'm still gonna push through it. Why? Because I'm remembering my why. I do not want to go back to living how I used to live. I don't want to go back to feeling how I used to feel. So I'm gonna push through this, and I'm gonna make it happen. And once you do that, once you finally get over that hump, you finally jump over that fence, you finally break through that wall, that's when you finally get the taste of freedom. You know what I'm saying? There's a saying, and I don't know who said it, but I saw it somewhere, and it said, life starts when fear ends, or life starts where fear ends, right? Remember that, okay? And then let's say you do start feeling, the negative thoughts and negative feelings, and it's starting to get overwhelming. Remember to breathe, all right? There's nothing wrong with pausing. There's nothing wrong with stopping whatever's going on right now and taking a second to breathe, or taking a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? Nothing in this world requires immediate attention unless it's something emergency, unless it's like an emergency or something. 99% of the time, whatever you're doing in life, you can find 2 to 3 minutes to take a break and just breathe. Maybe you have to go to the bathroom, maybe using a bathroom excuse. Use I forgot something in my car. I gotta go to my room to get this real quick. Whatever. If you feel like things are getting too, you know what? Oh my God, I don't know how to deal with this. I knew this was coming, but I didn't think it was gonna be like this. I didn't expect this. Whatever it is, mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever it is. If you need to stop, you need to pause, do that. Breathe, all right? Exhale, deep inhale, and then deep exhale again. Do that about 3 to 5 times. If you don't know, watch my mornings with Baris, and I have those breathing techniques. Do that, okay? If the feelings become overwhelming, pause, breathe, and try again, all right? That's all you gotta do. Control your breathing, and then you'll calm yourself down. The anxiety will go away. The heavy breathing will start to become relaxed. Your sweaty palms will get a little better. It might not go away completely, but it'll get a little better, and you'll be able to resume. Okay? Don't run away. If you really have to run away, then I guess do that. And there's nothing wrong with that too. There's nothing wrong with stopping completely and trying again later. Just don't stop and run away and never come back. Don't do that, because then that's fear controlling you. But if you're stopping and saying, you know what, I'm going to pause for today and I'm going to try again tomorrow, that's not fear stopping you, okay? You're just understanding that you're reaching your limits, right? You know yourself good enough, well enough to know that you're reaching your limits, and it's best if you just pause here and try again later, pick up where you left off at. There's nothing wrong with that. Just don't let fear completely stop you and make you run away and never come back. All right? That's all I'm trying to get you to understand. Have a support system if you really need it. If you can't do any of these things alone, if you can't start random conversations alone, if you can't go someplace alone and just start breaking out of your shell, if what I've been saying is too hard for you still, then have a support system, okay? If you really can't do it alone, have a friend help you, guide you, walk you through the motions, okay? If you have some real friends in your life, then you should be able to explain to them how you're feeling and why you're feeling the way you're feeling and what you want to start doing. And if they really care for you, they'll be willing to, help you out. Why not? If one of my friends came to me and was like, bro, I'm having a hard time adjusting to going out and meeting new people and blah, blah, blah. There's nothing wrong with that. If someone came to me and said that, I'd be like, I get it. And I've had people like that in my life where they're like, hey, you seem like an outgoing person, blah, blah, blah. Can I go out with you one day and maybe you can help me and show me some pointers on how to conversate with people? I've had somebody tell me that before. And I've done it. Oh, I said I would do it, but we never actually did it because he never actually hit me up to go out. But that's what I'm saying. If you feel like you need that, do that. If you need a support system, that's fine. Do that. And honestly, I highly encourage everyone to have a support system for anything and everything in life, honestly, because when it comes to change of any kind, it's always going to be hard. I'll just say that, especially if you're doing real life changes, like you're living one way and you're trying to live a completely different way, it's going to be hard, but it's not impossible, okay? And if you really need it, have a support system. Have people there, whether it's family, friends, whether it's in real life, whether it's online. Obviously, if it's in real life, actual physical people, it'll be better. But even if you have an online support system, it doesn't matter. Have a support system. It helps. It works. Just think about it. It helps to know that you have people behind you, pushing you, holding you accountable of the things you want to do, and helping you reach your goals. There's nothing wrong with that, and I highly encourage that. Okay? So have someone who will be honest with you, that will guide you through everything, okay? And at the end of the day, all right, guys, all of this is mental. It's all in your mind. Control your mind, and you'll control everything else, okay? When it comes to everything in life, every struggle, every fight, every climb from the bottom to the top, and whatever we're talking about, when it comes to everything in life, it's all mental. It's all in the mind, all right? I used to be in the Army. We used to do a lot of ruck marching. There was this time where I went to Special Forces training. It was like 3 or 4 weeks, and I didn't make it. I ended up quitting. My heart really wasn't in it, honestly, and I really did it to get out of something else that was going on in the Army. So, but we did a lot of ruck marches when we were in the Special Forces training, right? And then there were a couple of ruck marches where when you're rucking for so long, and ruck march, for those who don't know, that's when in the Army or in any military branch, you put the big old bag on your back. I don't know, it can be anywhere from 30 pounds to 60, 70 pounds. And then you're just walking miles and miles and miles with this big ass bag on you, right? There's points during a ruck march where when you've been doing it for so long, you start to zone out, right? And you're just walking like a zombie, really. And then you want to quit. You want to quit. You have all the thoughts in your head telling you, man, I don't even know where the end is. It can be another 5, 10, 15, 20 miles. Do I really want to do this? My feet are hurting. I got blisters on top of blisters. For some people, their nails, their toenails, their blisters will start bleeding and all that. It gets crazy. But you keep going. How do you keep going? It's all in the head. It's all in the head, okay? So bottom line, everything. It doesn't matter. Yes, right now we're talking about breaking out of your shell, trying to be more social, trying to stop living in the cave and actually get out and enjoy life. We're talking about that. But I'm telling you, any kind of struggle, any kind of fight, any kind of climb from the bottom to the top, any kind of change that you're trying to make in your life, it's all mental. If you can control your mindset, you'll be able to control everything else. All right? Control what's on the inside, and it'll control automatically what's on the outside. All right? That's all I wanted to say. That's how you guys can start breaking out your shell today. I hope I helped you out. For the person who asked this question, I hope this helps out. As always, though, if you guys need some more detail, if you just want some more specific answers for your specific question, just DM me, just comment down below, just send me a message, whatever, however you want to do it, and then I can give you a better detailed answer. But hopefully that works out for you guys. I hope you can use this video to help you finally break out of your shell, because I'm telling you, that saying, life begins where fear ends, that's real, man. That's 100% real. I want to share this real quick. For the longest, I've been wanting to skydive, right? Since I was like 21. I'm 30 right now, 30. Since I was 21, I've been wanting to skydive, but I never wanted to go alone. I was too scared to go alone. So I wanted to go with certain people, like friends, family, cousins, whatever, and nobody would really want to do it. And if anybody did, they kind of punked out at the last second. So I never did it because I never wanted to go alone, and I could never find anybody to do it with me. And then, long story short, when I turned 28, my girlfriend, my current girlfriend right now, she made an appointment for skydiving for me, and she surprised it for me for my birthday. And then I went and I did it, finally, right? And let me tell you something. I finally broke through that fear of skydiving alone, right? And I said, you know what? Whatever. I finally got it. I'm not going to wait anymore. I'm not going to waste any more time. I want to do it. Nobody else wants to do it with me. Fine. I'll just do it alone. And I finally did it, right? And I kid you not. After I did that skydiving that day, and I'll put a picture right here for those who want to see me skydiving. But after that day, I promise you, once I broke through that wall of fear for skydiving, I was able to break through every other wall of fear in my life. And still to this day, I mean, it's only two years later, I'm still breaking through every wall of fear. And I always think back to when I broke through and I went skydiving. And I'm like, and I've even told my girlfriend and a couple other close people in my life, I feel like when I broke through that wall for skydiving, that was it. That was what I needed in my life to finally start breaking through every other wall of fear. And I have been, right? And then that's when I started being more vocal and more open with my videos and my content online. So yeah, long story short, guys, life begins where fear ends, okay? Break out of your shell. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. I'm not going to lie to you. Yes, it's going to be hard, but it's going to be worth it. All right? Anything life-changing is worth it. No matter how hard it is, no matter how many steps it takes, if you stay to it, you commit to it, and you continue being consistent, those changes they're going to reward you bigger than anything else in your life, okay? So break through it. Break out of your shell, all right? As always, positive thoughts at all times, all right, guys? Stop playing yourself. Keep God first, your heart in the right place, and you will always win. I'm telling you, you will always win, okay? Yes, you can. You got this, baby. Break out of your shell. Let's go.